Alright everyone, NPC Unknown here and welcome back to the channel, and we have some major gaming news right now. As reported in the BBC of all places, EA Sports wants to break away from producing FIFA licensing football games. There was a rumour for this a couple of months ago and now it's become official. The video game publisher EA says it's going to stop making FIFA branded football titles. It is one of the most profitable and popular brands in gaming history, but the cost of the license between EA and FIFA has been stated as one of the reasons why the decision was made to ditch the partnership. EA is going to continue to make football games, but from 2023 they will come under the new banner EA Sports FC. FIFA has also said it plans to release its own rival game, saying that the FIFA name is the only global or original title in football games. EA Sports made the first FIFA game in 1993 and has been in charge of the franchise ever since, making annual releases every year. While the gameplay mechanics and core modes of play will be similar to what players have come to expect in recent years, this change will likely see the title offer a broader range of other experiences beyond just the ability to play. Speaking to the BBC, David Jackson, Vice President of EA Sports, explained that the studio thinks it's time to move on in a different direction in order to build a brand for the future. Although the details of these experiences are vague at the moment, it's fair to assume that being able to watch a real-life match, experience Fortnite-style live in-game events, and to have access to a broader range of in-game items, surprise mechanics, are the kind of things that EA would like to offer. This sounds like EA is about to go down the live service route with a football game. eFootball, that went really well. But anyway, to continue, Jackson said the world of football and the world of entertainment are changing and they clash with the FIFA product. In the future, our players will demand of us the ability to be more expansive in that offering. At the moment, we engage in play as a primary form of interactive experience. Soon, watching and creating content are going to be equally as important for the fans. Jackson continues that under the licensing agreement between FIFA and EA that was agreed 10 years ago, there are some restrictions that weren't going to allow EA to be able to build up those experiences for the players. The FIFA franchise has been so successful in part down to the detailing licensing agreements. That's allowed EA to use accurate representation of team kit, players, names, faces, stadiums. Gamers have also been able to play as Premier League teams such as Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, Spanish teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus, AC Milan, basically all the best teams in the world, whereas games like Pro Evolution Soccer or eFootball haven't always had the full range or full roster of teams, often given some fictional name. For example, Liverpool are given a name something like Merseyside Reds. EA says it will continue to offer real-world experiences, having signed up 19,000 athletes, 700 teams, 100 stadiums and over 30 leagues for future games. They do include teams from the Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga and UEFA. However, the move means that the games released to tie into things that FIFA does, like the World Cup, will no longer be made by EA. There will be one final FIFA release, and that's this year's edition, FIFA 23, and it will be on sale this autumn as usual. EA is one of those companies we have to remember that has faced massive backlash over its approach to in-game purchases with loot boxes, or surprise mechanics as they call them, so no doubt there will be some questions about this new franchise and what kind of financial model will they be planning to have in the game. This move is an actual massive gamble for EA, whose fortunes have been closely tied with FIFA for decades, and even Jackson accepts that, saying it's a big moment for the organisation. For interactive football experiences that have been central to what has made EA Sports so successful over the last 30 years. Making sure that majority of the millions of current FIFA players switch to the new title is going to be vital to EA, and to be able to maintain an important licensing partnership in the future will also be essential to its success. EA struck the last licensing deal with FIFA in 2013 and has been reported that football's governing body had put a price on the license up significantly, this time to more than $1 billion per 4-year World Cup cycle. When asked if moving away from FIFA was purely financial, Jackson said it ultimately wasn't down to money, but accepted it did play a crucial role in the decision-making process. Money plays a crucial role in almost all negotiations, but the reason we are doing this is to create the very best experiences we can for both players and partners. As part of what you consider whether or not your investment in one of these places is better or worse than the investment in another. On balance, over time, we felt our investment were better suited in spaces that were more important to the players, like the different experiences we can now build in that game, or the new game, sorry. For our partners, it's a way that we can welcome and engage them into a platform that talks to 150 million young football fans around the world. In a long statement on its website, FIFA says it will launch a new football video game developed with a range of third-party studios and publishers, providing more choice for football and gaming fans in the lead up to the World Cup in Qatar and beyond. As well as launching new games in 2022 and 2023, FIFA says it's working with leading game publishers, media companies and investors to develop a new major FIFA simulation game title in 2024. The president of FIFA has said in a statement, "I can assure you that the only authentic, real game that has the FIFA name will be the best one available for gamers and football fans. The constant is that the FIFA name, and it will remain forever and remain the best." EA Sports seems confident that their approach is right. "Change is always going to be concerning for some people at first," said David Jackson. "In terms of things that we'll miss, players will notice only one or two things: the name and the World Cup piece of content every 4 years. Outside of that, very little will change about the things they know and love about the current FIFA product." Probably the easiest thing that we could have done would have been to maintain the status quo. FIFA has been an incredibly successful game over time, but there are moments when you need to consider what the future looks like, and we feel like building our own brand is best for us. Massive news as far as football or soccer games go. No more FIFA from EA. What publisher do you think will take over the licensing? What do you think FIFA's new EA Sports FC game will be like? And would you be interested in playing it? Thank you very much for listening and watching this video. From me to you, this video is game over.